Hey guys, it's me, Tiffany. I'm here with a part two of my update on what's happening with me moving. I had filmed originally this morning. I had a lot more energy. Now I just feel really tired and I look really tired. But anyway, I feel like the audio was not very good, so I'm gonna redo the story. So I had just come on and shared that I I have to move out now, and then I've been planning on moving out. So everything's lining up, and I think I found no, I have to say, I know I found my place. I have to say it with faith. I have to keep reminding me myself of that. So I had originally looked at this little area. They're like more privately owned, smaller complexes, and I went last weekend to check it out because I had an appointment set with somebody, and it was like a leasing company, but they never showed up, so I ended up actually still looking at the property and the area. So this side of the street where this apartment was, I was really interested in because it was like within my price range. It was a little bit cheaper than what I expected, and it was fully renovated. Beautiful, beautiful looking place online. So I didn't get a chance to do that. So by the time I actually got somebody on a call during the week, they were like, "Oh, we already leased it out. It's not even on our website anymore." I was like, "Wow, thanks." Like nobody showed up to my appointment, so it was kind of a bummer. But anyway, I walked the street and I was like, this is kind of cute. So the side of the street where the apartment is that I liked, it looks nice. Like it's super well maintained. All of those ones are obviously they're more renovated, taken care of. On the side next to it, not very nice. It's a little hood, but I'm like, beggars can't be choosers, right? So I was like, man, I was fixated on that street. I'm like, I really like those apartments because it just felt more homey and it was different. It was just different than like having to be in a huge complex, and all the places I've looked at online have been so hideous and they're charging so much or they're above my price range with things that I kind of like and want. So, 2 nights ago, I ended up looking at the same street and I noticed that somebody else had posted on a different apartment complex that it was available. So, I didn't know like if it was legit. I thought it was maybe going to be the same situation as the one before. So I just sent my info like a request a tour, and then the next morning, which was yesterday morning, they emailed me and they were like, "Can you meet today or tomorrow to check out the place?" And I was like, "I can meet today after work. Like I'm good, let's go at 4:30." So I scheduled that time. I showed up and I was like, "Oh Lord, please, like let them actually be legit." He showed up. Oh, thank God. 2 units are available in that same, not the same one that I had looked at before, but like two down the street of it, and 2 units in that complex are available. So I was like, oh my gosh, my shots are pretty good. And I looked at them and they're so pretty. Like they're so nice and renovated. It's literally everything I've asked for. I have been praying and I'm like, God, I want it to just like be a nice place. Like it's my first place. I'm 30 years old. I've never lived alone. And that's one of those things that I've always shared a space with other people. I've never had my own place. Now, when I moved into where I live now, I didn't originally live there by myself. My mom had stayed with me for like how many years? 2 years maybe. And that was when I was like broke, broke, broke. Like I was making cakes and then I tried to transition into doing office work. So once the pandemic hit, she obviously got laid off of her job and then she moved away, and I was left by myself in this room, and I started like climbing from there. I finished community college. I got to, really climb up the ladder for the career that I'm in now compared to where I was before, so that's why I've been here for so many years because it's just been so comfortable, and it's been easy. It's nice to be in a home, like renting a space in a home as opposed to like a complex. It's just very different. So that's why I was looking for something a little bit not out of the ordinary when it came to an apartment. But anyway, to make a long story short, this is all coming at the right time, and it just makes me excited because God is all about timing. Like it's always about timing, and the fact that this is coming up, I know it's my place. I know that I'm gonna get it. So I asked him like, what do I have to do in order to get this ball rolling? And I was a little nervous because I didn't think my income would be enough. A lot of these places are asking for 3 times the rent. And this one was only asking for 2.5 times the rent. And then when I Googled, like, do they actually look for gross pay or net pay when it comes to monthly salary? and it was gross. And I had asked a friend of mine who just moved into an apartment, um, did they ask for gross or net? And he was like, no, it's gross. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I qualify. Like, I qualify for this place. I started like really feeling hopeful. So then I submitted, after I checked out the place yesterday, I got home, I had a little dinner, and then I filled out the application and I sent it online. And then, so I woke up this morning, I'm like really excited. I just can't wait to hear about it. And I had told him, like, my mom might possibly be living with me because I didn't know if I had to use her like information, for income, which kind of sucks. A lot of people do that. A lot of people have to get somebody else to co-sign for you in order to get into a place because you just don't make enough. Like, it's just crazy. The rent here in California is nuts. So the fact that I qualified on my own is what was like, I don't have to do, like, I can do this by myself. Like, God is really making a way. And yeah, so I had told him that because I wasn't sure. And then so today he emailed me. And so today he emailed me and was like, "Oh, you had mentioned that your mom might live with you." And I was just like, "Oh no, it's just going to be me at the end of the day." And he goes, "Okay, we'll proceed with that." And pretty much just telling me he received the email, the application, and they were going to proceed with that. So I had to do three references. I have to have like the rental reference. Hopefully like this guy doesn't mess me up cuz I've been here for 6 years. I've never paid late. I've never I've never missed a payment in 6 years. Like, it's crazy. So, I've just been praying that the favor of the Lord is on this because this is my place. This is my home. It's a full one bedroom. Oh, and then the stipulations that I was asking the Lord for. I was like, I know I can't have it all, but if I could have, a washer and dryer in my unit, if I can have a fridge, a gas stove, and it even comes with a microwave, like those were the basic things, just a gas stove. And then I started looking for a fridge because I'm like, then I don't have to pay for a fridge because everything's so expensive here. So I was just like, well, rent is so expensive, and I just didn't want to have to cough up some more money for something that I'm like, I don't even know if it'll fit if I have to move for my next place. It's just like so much drama. And yeah, it came with that. I came with everything that I had asked him for because I've had to lug all my stuff for years to the laundromat, and it's just such a hassle. And I feel like sometimes I've bought more clothes because I think that I don't have what I need, but then it's in the hamper for a little bit, and then by the time I go wash, it's like it's just this massive load. And it's nice because you can do it all in one full swoop, but I am just tired. I'm so tired of it. And to have it in my home, like I can wash my sheets more often. I'm a clean person. Like the fact that I can't do it that often, it has been a little sucky. Like I wish I could. Like I wish I could, and that's why I've gotten extra of things, like extra sheets, and it just like that's why my room now I've outgrown it because I have so much stuff in there. It's like if I could just wash something, I don't need so much extra of things. So, yeah, he just said that, and then hopefully I hear back. I mean, I would love to hear back by tomorrow, but we'll see how that goes. I'm excited. It's the perfect place. Everything I've looked for has been not that nice, and then they're so expensive. Like they're asking for so much for things that are not really worth it. So this place is going to be perfect, and it's closer to work. I googled it. I'm like it's half the distance in mileage, so that alone would be amazing. It's the same distance in time though because of traffic. But ooh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I just like I'm so grateful because when you work so hard your whole life, I didn't grow up with a lot, but I have been able to savor, living a little bit more modestly, a little bit more comfortably because of my siblings. I have siblings, and my mother just wasn't the type of person that had much, and there was a lot of times where we lacked. And it wasn't to where it was dire because, thankfully God provided at the end of the day. But there were moments where if my mom had just worked a little bit harder, I probably would have had a little bit more. But, this is not trying to be a sob story about that. And I'm not trying to put any blame on her anymore because it's like I moved on with my life. But it is one of those things you look back on and you're like, man, I've really pushed myself forward. God has been the one within me giving me that strength, but like me as a person, who he made me to be, has really like taken on what he has told me and just ran with it. I came from not really earning very much to now I'm still not earning like what you should be earning here in California because it's just so crazy expensive as a single person. But nonetheless, I qualify for something. Like it's so mind-boggling because I never thought I would get to this point. Sometimes I would get down on myself because I'd be in this room just miserable, miserable because my last roommates, they were a couple and they had two kids. They would have parties almost every other weekend. And my room is right out to the backyard. So I would hear everything, and there were times where I'd have to leave the house and like just roam the streets or like try to find something to do. At the end of the time here, I started going to the movies, late at night, so that by the time I got home, it was maybe like 1 a.m. and maybe they were done. Um, there were a couple times where I would just park down the street, take a blanket in my car, and then just sleep until I could see that everybody left. Like by the time I woke up, I was like, okay, are they gone? No, they're not. Let me take another nap. It was rough. Like it felt so crazy. And I hope this is getting long, but it's just like it's a testimony because oh my gosh, I'm gonna cry. It's just crazy because excuse me, I hate crying, but I hate crying in front of people. And I know this is online, but still, it's just I'm so grateful that I've never given up. Gosh, this is I didn't expect that. I didn't even know I was going to talk about this, but um I'm so incredibly grateful to God because oh gosh, I would not have been able to get to this point without his help. Whew, Lord have mercy. um if I mentioned half of the things that I've been through, I know a lot of my friends and even my family would be shocked. There were a lot of sad moments in my life, a lot of times where I didn't have a home. I when I would reach out to family and my family rejected me. And by family I mean one person, but I'm not going to mention who. And so I had to stay with a friend, and that's when I realized that and that's right before I got to this place, to this room. That's the moment that I realized the scripture that says a friend will stick closer than a brother. And I was like, man, that's so true. That's so true. So don't take your friends for granted because your friends will stick closer to you than your family sometimes will. But to not get so so wrapped up in my emotion, I'm just so grateful. I'm grateful because I know that this is the end of a chapter of my life, the end of a really long journey. Um I'll be 31 in August, so it's just crazy to think that I'll finally be in my own space at 30 years old. 31 years old. And I'm gonna just say it too. In 5 years, I will have my house. I will have my actual home, my land where I can have animals and a little garden and everything, everything. So I'm claiming that as of now, but this right here is a huge stepping stone, and I just want to encourage you guys, like, don't give up on your dreams. Don't give up hope. There were so many lows that I had. So many times that oh Lord, hold on. So many times that I slept in that room and I cried myself to sleep. So many times when I thought that nothing would get better. So many times when I felt alone. I felt abandoned. Oh God, I'm so emotional because this is a huge deal for me. Um There were just so many sleepless nights, but there were also so many good times, you know? I got to meet some good people. I got to watch my favorite TV shows, you know? Like sometimes when it was quiet, it was beautiful. I got to relax and I had a roof over my head and I got to finish my AA. I got to grow in a job and a career that I never thought and I never saw myself doing when I was young. 19-year-old Tiffany would never have imagined how different her life would look, you know? She never would have imagined how different her journey would have been. You know, I had so many expectations and I had so many disappointments and I had so many times when I thought my life would look a certain way and they definitely don't look the way I thought they would. You know, I thought I would be when I was really young, I thought I would be you know, married and maybe have a kid or two and then I got into my teens and I was like, yeah, I don't think I want that so much for myself. And then I got into my late teens, early 20s and I was like, yeah, I don't want that life for myself. I kind of bought into the, you know, feminism movement and you know, I'm a woman, I don't need no man and then when I started to grow my relationship with God, I realized no, like we do need people. You know, he made us social creatures, but there is also just so much hurt in this world that it's really hard to move forward with the things that maybe were traditional at one point and now they're not so much in this area. But anyway, yeah, my life just looks very different now. Excuse the all the emotions, but yeah, this is a big step. It's a big deal, and I just want to give God all the glory because I could not have done it without his help. I could not have gone through all that. I have had some of my darkest moments in this place. There were times that I couldn't even get up to go to work on my last job when I started my last job. There were times where I call out and I would just lay in bed all day. I was just so sad and miserable. You know, it was hard. It was really hard. Um but it's over now. It's over now and I know that I'm strong enough to take on whatever else comes my way. Anyway, yeah. So don't give up on your dreams. Don't give up on what you think and you know that you can do for yourself, what you know that God placed in your life and your heart. Do not give up. It might feel like some things are just concrete and they're not. You can still break concrete. It takes a lot of work, but you can do it. Yeah. And you can recycle concrete actually. I learned that with my last job. So don't give up. Don't give up. I'll be sharing. I'm excited too because I'm going to share like I'll clean up my room and stuff. I'll show you guys what it looked like before I leave and you'll see that you can, you know, you can do whatever you need to and you want to through God, through Christ with faith and yeah, and hard work. I'll show that and then I'll show my new place. It's so beautiful. I'm really excited. It's a new chapter. I'm ready. I'm ready. All right.